Today we're going to be talking about the TMDSAS. Applications will be opening May 1st and they'll be open for you to submit May 15th.
Look, it's shaded.
But still highly recommended.
Always.
Anything that's optional, just do it. Hi, I'm Jaden.
And I'm Simone.
And we are
Healers with You. What is the TMDSAS?
The TMDSAS stands for the Texas Medical and Dental School Application Service.
Great job. So this is the application, the primary application that you will be using if you are going to apply to any medical schools or dental schools in Texas, whether it's MD or MD PhD.
Yes, Texas has their application separate from like regular MDs, and the DOs is just for Texas application. So mostly Texas residents. I think you can still apply if you're not, obviously, but it's for the Texas schools.
Another good thing to note is that Texas residents do have priority at Texas schools. So, use that to weigh your options on whether you want to apply using the TMDSAS or not.
Applications will be opening May 1st and they'll be opening for you to submit May 15th. So make sure you get your application in early.
Right. And if you are applying early decision to a program, that application is due August 15th. So the earlier the better. Because as we like to say here, medical schools have
rolling admissions. TMDSAS is similar to the AMCAS, but there are a few differences that we're going to highlight.
Right. So the first section is the school selection section. This is exactly what it sounds like. You select all the schools that you want to send your primary application to. So a very cool thing about TMDSAS that's different from AMCAS or AA COMAS is that you don't have to pay for each individual school. You pay one fee no matter how many schools you apply to. So
first section is going to be the personal questions, previous education.
Yeah, it'll ask like what high school did you graduate from, ask about college, what colleges you went to, it'll ask about coursework, and that's where you'll put all of that stuff.
And then they're going to ask about, going to be talking about like your demographics, like how you grew up, family members, stuff like that.
So the next section is the personal biography section, which is really just the activity section. They just call it something different.
We're going to get a 300 character limit, which is very different from the 500 character limit.
Yes, that tripped me up, thinking that I could go straight from AMCAS, which has 500 characters each, to TMDSAS, which has 300 characters each. Very different. So
you're also going to get a 700 character limit for your most meaningful activities, your top three, like you could do in your like AMCAS application.
Right, but again, the top meaningful for AMCAS is 1,325 characters
rather than the
700. So very different. Keep that in mind that you can't just copy and paste from one application to another. They have very different requirements in that way. So another thing that's a little different about TMDSAS versus AMCAS is that they will give you categories that you can put your activities in. So like academic recognition, leadership, healthcare experience, veterinary experience, stuff like that. They even have a section for your planned experiences. So because the application cycle is a full year long, they recognize that you could be planning on doing something big, whether it's your gap year or just the year that you're applying in. So you can actually talk a little bit about those experiences as well.
The next big part of the application is actually going to be the essays.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the AMCAS application, you're actually going to have 3 essays you're going to write for this one.
Right.
2 that are definitely required, and the last one's going to be optional, but still highly recommended.
Always.
Anything that's optional, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
If it says optional, it's really required. Anyways.
They said if you really want this, you should do it. Anyways. The first one's going to be the personal statement. You're going to get a 5,000 character limit. And just like the AMCAS, is basically just like, so why do you want to be a doctor? Telling your life story with that and everything.
The next essay that you have to write is your personal characteristics essay, which is basically asking, what is it about you that is unique and will add to the educational experience of your peers? You get 2,500 characters to answer that.
The last essay is going to be the unique experience essay. It's going to be a place where you could talk about everything else that maybe you want to highlight but hasn't been shown anywhere else in your application, and you're also going to get a 2,500 character limit for that one as well.
The next section is the supporting document section.
Starting off this section, you'll be able to upload a photo.
This is where you'll put in all your tests and your test dates, your MCAT, your DAT, and your GRE.
This is also where you will submit your information for your letters of rec. You'll get 4 for the TMDSAS. You can either do an email request through the TMDSAS application or do it through Interfolio.
The last part is the chronology of activities, which is basically from your personal biography or your activity section, you put every activity in order, but it pretty much does it automatically for you. Once you've finished your activity section, you just go through and like make sure that it looks right.
The next section is going to be talking about your residency information. It's going to start off by asking you where you went to high school.
Then it'll ask like, where do your parents live? Where are you going to be claiming residency status? And it might require some other documentation if it still has questions on whether you are a Texas resident. Basically, this section is just trying to figure out if you're a Texas resident, because like we previously said, Texas residents do get priority in Texas medical schools. The last section is the pay and submit section. This is where you will do your certification, which is just saying that you've read all the terms and conditions and that you're, ready to release the application. And then you will pay for the application to be processed, which is a flat fee of $215, which is great in comparison to the other applications where you have to pay per school. So
thank you for watching our video. Hope you learned something. Like, comment, subscribe, leave any comments or questions down below. Thanks for watching.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh, that was perfect thumbnail.